तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So we heard about 20 minutes of this lecture, that is regarding the second canto, third chapter, 12th verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, titled as Transcendental Knowledge in Self is Self-Satisfying. So just because in between the weekend came, we all might have forgotten a little bit in the mundane affairs that we had to attend to. So Maharaj started this lecture by going through the other two slokas also. The 10th sloka, the famous Akama Sarva Kamo Va Moksha Kamo Dharati. So wherein Sukadeva Goswami is summarizing and dismissing all other forms of worship and saying, just take the devotional service. And then he also reiterated this 11th verse, Etavan Eva Yajatam. So there, this highest perfection of pure devotional service becomes possible by Bhagavata Sangata. In that verse it comes, Bhagavata Sangata. In the association of a pure Bhagavata only it happens. Then he came to the verse proper, that is verse number 12, wherein it is saying that transcendental knowledge in relationship to the Supreme Lord, Hari, is that knowledge is so potent that it almost completely eradicates the waves and whirlpools of material modes. That is, material attachment is almost completely eradicated by such knowledge. And such knowledge is self-satisfying, Atma Prasada. In the verse, all this it comes. Then due to it being free from material attachment and being transcendental, it is approved by all the authorities. Samata. Kaivalya Pata Samata. Samata means it is approved by all the transcendentalists. That is all the authorities. Then this Kaivalya Samata, that was been very much nicely explained in the purport. So Maharaj had a lot of appreciation for Srila Prabhupada's purport, in which he refers to Jiva Goswami. And this about Kaivalya Pata or Kaivalya Panta. The Bhakti Yoga being the only means of God realization is called Kaivalya Panta. Because Jiva Goswami says, he gives Vedic references and says that Narayana is the Supreme Person. And he is also called as Kaivalya. So any Panta or any path which is making it, which enabling us to approach the Supreme Lord Narayana and reach him, that is Kaivalya Panta. So he said that because he was very particular, Maharaj said that why he is taking so much pains, because the Kaivalya is also used as moksha by the Jnanis and other transcendentalists. So he wanted to make sure that it is only Bhakti Yogata as described in this verse. So from now on, we will continue to hear.
Kaivalya Panta is the only means to reach Kaivalya.
Is it audible?
Yes.
And the natural sequence of hearing such Harikatha is attainment of transcendental knowledge, which is what this verse is speaking about. Jnanam, yad apratinivrita gunormi chakram, etc. Atma prasada utta yatra ganeshu asangaha. Knowledge and detachment which causelessly arise from devotional service. What's the verse? Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janiyati Asha Vairagyam Jnanam Chayadahaitukam. That knowledge which arises
Dealers Prabhu, you had to say something?
Mataji, can you increase the font size? Right side bottom, it is written 100. Just increase that.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, because we can't see it. In laptop also I can't see it.
Thank you.
Increase as much as possible.
from devotional service is the fruit of Harikatha. Yes? It's not that when we're hearing Harikatha, it's like it fits the paradigm of academic life, where there's something out there and the challenge is to import that something out there into somewhere on your hard drive, and then you can play it back and in different ways and then get nice grades in your courses. It's something that's already there. Transcendental knowledge is already within. Svatak Siddha Jnana is a phrase that Bhaktivinoda Thakur uses. Just like faith is already within us, love for Krishna is already within us, knowledge is already within us, within the soul. And that hearing of Harikatha awakens that faith, awakens that knowledge. So, Kaivalya Panta begins from Shravana, or hearing those topics that relate to the personality of Godhead. That's hearing Harikatha, Shravana, Harikatha, hearing Harikatha. And the natural consequence of hearing such Harikatha is attainment of transcendental knowledge. So the position of a devotee, having attained transcendental knowledge, is not an academic affair. It's just a product of spiritual maturity. As the creeper of bhakti grows, the flowers and fruits of transcendental knowledge just become decorations of the soul, of that person. Which means it's not lost after the body's finished. Or as bodily changes, just like if children learn, they retain that asset. And what to speak of in their adult life, beyond this life. Because it's not temporal, it's not caused circumstantially. And so when the circumstances change, it's not lost. Not created or lost. Ahoitaki pratiyata. And that attainment of transcendental knowledge causes detachment from all mundane topics. Jnanam Jayadahaitakam, the Vairagya and Jnana, they're both generated out of devotional service. So they have detachment from all mundane topics for which a devotee has no taste at all. And when there's no taste at all for mundane topics, this prati nivriti gunormi, the waves and the whirlpools of attraction and repulsion, they subside. And completely dismissed. This state of affairs is described herein as pratinivrita gunormi, and is possible by atma prasad, or complete self-satisfaction without any material connection. We can be in this world where the waves and the whirlpools of material action is going on. Prabhupada speaking of the detachment of the devotee is the devotee becomes attached from the body. So what to speak of bodily relations? And then the upheavals of social, political, economic, worldly stuff that is due to people heavily investing in the bodily conception of life. It doesn't touch the devotee. It may be going on around you, but like the lotus that's growing out of the surface of the water, above the surface of the water, the surface of the water may be disturbed by some storm, but this lotus is above that stormy waves of the water. There are different modes of material nature and all mundane functions in which a common man is very much interested, or in which he takes part, becomes unattractive for the devotee. So in the beginning we may be encouraged to not unnecessarily or not too much take part in mundane things, but, or stay away from mundane things. But in the mature stage, one has no attraction for mundane things, just unappealing. The first-class devotee of the Lord attains this stage by devotional service. But despite his loftiness, for the Lord's satisfaction, he may play the voluntary part of a preacher of the Lord's glory, and dovetail all into devotional service, even mundane interest, just to give the neophytes a chance to transform their mundane interest into transcendental bliss. Srila Rupa Goswami has described this action of a pure devotee as Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Ujjate. Concluding statement, even mundane activities dovetailed with the service to the Lord are also calculated to be transcendental or approved Kaivalya affairs. Really amazing purport Prabhupada has presented. I mean, it's like message of Krishna consciousness in one purport. And very eloquently spoken, very strongly supported by scripture. We're so fortunate to have Prabhupada's purports, have Prabhupada's association in this way. This verse, it's true that this verse very closely parallels 10.9 Bhagavad Gita. In the Chaturshloki verses, the first two, 10.8 and 10.9, are describing the position of the devotee. 10.9 specifically, what does the devotee do? And what does the devotee experience? This verse in the Bhagavatam is doing the same. What does the devotee do? He hears Harikatha. And what does he experience? Knowledge and detachment. But expanding on that knowledge, it's such that it brings about complete detachment from the waves, Guna Urmi, and the whirlpools, Chakram, of material nature. And the natural happiness of the soul, Atma Prasad, becomes illumined. Just like in a summary way, how Rupa Goswami has described this in chapter 1 of Nectar of Devotion, there are 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. You're studying Nectar of Devotion. So what are the first 2 of those 6 characteristics of pure devotional service?
Freedom from removes all and all those pieces.
I didn't follow. Say it again?
All auspicious.
The beginning of all auspiciousness. Yes. Shubha Da. So the auspiciousness, this Atma Prasad, the natural happiness of the soul, awakens. And
Freedom from
keep going.
it immediately extinguishes the
Eliminates which?
it immediately extinguishes the suffering.
Yeah, that's right. Kleshagni. It eradicates all sufferings, which is what's being said in this verse, isn't it? And those 2 from Nectar Devotion correspond to sadhana bhakti. And so Prabhupada makes this reference that this transcendental bliss is experienced even in the stage of devotional practice, sadhana avastha, if properly undertaken, under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. And then it continues, that same Kleshagni and Shubhada, it increases and increases and increases, and the increase is ecstasy, and that ecstasy carries one into understanding one's eternal rasa with Krishna. Big wave of ecstasy. So we're just at the beginning, but that's where we are. So let us begin, and we should know what lies down the road as we continue in the path of devotional service. So the map is here. So, thus, Bhakti Yoga, this is the message of the Bhagavatam. Bhakti Yoga is Kaivalya. The Lord is Kaivalya, but the process of reaching Him is also Kaivalya, Kaivalya Pantha. And it's approved by all transcendental authorities. Kaivalya, Samatha, Pantha, to reach Narayan by the process of hearing and chanting. So it's nice. Hearing and chanting awakens knowledge, detachment also. And that transcendental knowledge frees us from the attraction for mundane topics. detachment. Pratinivrita Gunormi and Atma Prasad. Nice verse. One more.
Hare Krishna. Let's stop here. And anyone would like to share anything? Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Mataji.
Like Maharaj said that Bhagavatam Sangha actually removes us from the materialistic desires and puts us on the spiritual path. So we feel that it is not happening, or we are still hankering for the material thing, or we are there only where we were. But slowly the changes are happening, which we don't realize because due course of time it is happening, and we don't see the change happening, but then the changes are happening, and this we feel when we compare ourselves, or we see ourselves in the light of someone who is completely immersed in the material desire, or the Krishna or God is not existent. Their thought process and our thought process has changed, though we are not completely Krishna consciousness, but at least somewhere in the middle. So it is working. So that is what I wanted to share, Mataji. So it's slowly it is working, but it is working at least. We are progressing somehow, little bit.
Yes, Mataji.
That,
It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. We all know that. The process is definitely well proven, and it is not happening because we are not doing it properly, or with utmost sincerity or total attention. So that may be the reason why it's not happening to us so rapidly. But yes, as you said,
Mataji, your volume is very, very low, Mataji, right from the beginning. I don't know whether it is only for me. Others I can hear very well, Shweta Mataji and all, but
no, it was for me also, Mataji. I had to keep it close. It was low.
actually there are two reasons for this. One, this computer is also having some audio issues, and I have some audio issues. My throat infection is still going on. I'm not able to talk as loudly as I used to before. If I talk in the full volume, then I start coughing after a sentence or two. So I'm sorry. I will invite somebody else who would like to hear from others more than me today. Sarvari Mataji, your views, please.
Yes, I like the sentence of transcendental knowledge decorates the soul. That is a permanent.
Mataji, your voice is somewhat breaking.
One second, I'll just put the.
Is it audible to everybody else?
No, it was low, Mataji. It was low and breaking.
It was breaking, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Sarvari Mataji, can you try again? Yes, anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, am I audible now?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, I wanted to say that sentence, transcendental knowledge decorates the soul. I like that statement because it's a permanent decoration which we can carry lives after lives. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
yes,
Maharaj gave a very beautiful analogy for that. Just like even though when we are children, we learn something and we continue to have that knowledge. So even after changing the body, the transcendental knowledge does not go. Maybe our knowledge of the mundane subjects will, we have to start again from ABC. But the transcendental knowledge, whatever we have learnt this birth, we will retain. It was really very encouraging. Yes, Mataji. Anyone else would like to say what resonated with when you are? I would like you to put up your hand. I see that Mohan Prabhu is unmuting. Are you going to talk, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, yeah. So, Maharaj said one point, it was like a litmus test that initially we are told to control our senses and stay far, and then over a period of time, it is not appealing. It will not be appealing. So it is like a test to oneself how far we have progressed and we are progressing. So it was good to. It is good reminder for myself.
Yes, you're thinking that it will be a good parameter for to introspect and
Yes,
judge.
ma'am.
It's very nice, Prabhu. Yes, nice
Yeah.
understanding. What I liked was Maharaj's appreciation of his own spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, for his amazing purport. In this very beautiful purport, how Prabhupada has explained the Kaivalya Pantha, especially, and also he has given all the things that the references like the Chatusloki verses, and he has summarized it so well, the nectar of devotion aspect of it, which Maharaj brought out. So he said, we are very fortunate to have Prabhupada's purport. And he paused, a long pause. You would have noticed. So he was thinking of Prabhupada, his own, so lovingly. So that sort of attachment to the spiritual master, I wish I had it. So that was what I was feeling when I heard the deep affection with which he talks about Prabhupada. We are also very fortunate. I have read this set of verses in second canto at least twice, but nothing goes in unless the spiritual master is explaining it to us, breaking it down, even Prabhupada's purport. To appreciate that also, we require the knowledge and expertise and the real pure devotee to open our eyes to what is written by Prabhupada even. So that's what I also felt. We are very fortunate to have such a person in our lives. Yes, anyone else? Hare Krishna. Harisham Prabhu, your views, Prabhu.
Very nicely. I really appreciate your appreciation for like Srila Prabhupada and this Sonas Rompa Swami Maharaj. It was very touching for me as well when Maharaj spoke about how Srila Prabhupada is actually personally present in those purport, and 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 actually Maharaj is feeling the same. So, and which is getting transmitted to us. It's just that receiver from my side has to be right to receive the same message, and it has been very transparently transmitted as well, without any addition, deletion, all those things. So it's very nice. Like I like your appreciation, Mataji. And regarding this, ahetuki apretaha, like, or not the ahetuki apreta, this one automatically, like it says, no, that it leads to bhakti, leads to vairagya. This automatic is not just like a mechanical process. Once again, as you rightly said, it is like we need to sincerely apply that in a very humble mood to receive this message and then apply it in a day-to-day life. So it's just not like rote learning and trying to see like it will work out, doing the same things over and over and trying to be things okay mechanically it will work out. Rather, there must be consistent effort to meditate on this message and make this whatever we hear or read and try to take it deeper. Maharaj, in the last lectures, he was saying hearing from the heart. So that's very important. It's just not yes as even doing it mechanically as an effect, but it is very slow. But we need to have that curiosity, determination to be with the message. Okay, now it's just not only like 15-20 minutes of reading or hearing in the morning, and we keep on remembering what we heard and then trying to live our life as per the message or as per the instructions or as per the desire which is expressed in Srimad Bhagavatam and expressed by our acharyas. So that helps us overcome. And of course, the major dose is the mercy aspect. And just 2 days back, I was hearing this lecture from Srila Prabhupada. Basically, I felt like Prabhupada was giving his chemistry class. He was saying when we are in the mode of goodness and when we do activities in the mode of goodness, then there is no reaction because we are in the same state. But on the other hand, when you want to reach the point of mode of goodness, sattvic, but we are acting on the rajasic and tamasic platform, then there is a reaction. Just like he was giving this example, when there is fire, when you pour water, then it's an incompatible situation because the fire does not manifest itself fully. Similarly, like when we do the do's, at the same time, like we should be very also be careful by following the don'ts as well. It cannot be neglected, but everything is done, our own chanting and hearing, but at the same time, we should be very careful about things to be avoided as well. We cannot expect that we progress in spiritual life at the same time engage in sense gratification. This is something that Prabhupada was repeatedly stressing through this example. Like two things we cannot mix it and expect that the fire will, the effect of fire will be manifested completely. So that's another thing. So it's just not automatic in the sense things will work out just like that. Okay, that's effort from our side as well to ensure that we live our life as per what we hear and as per like what we read as. That's it, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Very relevant analogy you give. Nagamalleshwar Prabhu, have you got anything resonated with you, Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Nagamalleshwar Prabhu, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, Mataji, I travel, so actually, yeah, okay, yeah. Whatever you said, like, the point that Prabhupada puts here, to take the full association of Prabhupada, yeah, we have to carefully read Prabhupada purports, yeah, and then, yeah, but, and actually, the many statements, like, the purports, Prabhupada purports, like, the Maharaj stresses the that particular Sanskrit words, so that it enters to our hearts. So that when all the when we hear from the pure devotees only, they will go inside our heart. So because of we got the fortunate to hear from Maharaj, by which we could appreciate the Srila Prabhupada purport so deeply. So that's my takeaway. And then the reviving that conscious, already the transcendent, even the faith. That many times I thought the faith is our ingredient, but that faith, even that is awakened by the pure devotees only, the Harikatha. Yeah, so the hearing and is most, hearing and chanting, that these two, Maharaj is emphasizing. So that is my takeaway.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Rajeshwari Pran Mataji. Oh, there is Sanatana Goparaj who has put up his hand.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Actually, Jiva Tattvas are Satchit Ananda. So we have the Chit and Ananda. That is the transcendental knowledge is inherent in us. That's what I was telling. We have to invoke the transcendental knowledge by hearing Harikatha and doing devotional service. Similarly, he talks about Atma.
Prabhu, I lost you after that Atma Prasada. Hare Krishna. Is there a problem with your audio? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Prabhu. Now, after Prasada, whatever you said,
that is Atma Prasad. That is that Ananda. We get Satchit Ananda. We have a natural happiness also. That also will be invoked by hearing Harikatha and he talked about Klesha Agni and auspiciousness. And it goes on as you do the devotional path and you get the ecstasy. Once you get the ecstasy culminate, then you get the Swarupa Sthiti. Like that. It's very nice. I like this lecture very much. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. So everything was touched upon in this amazing purport. That's why Guru Maharaj said, the whole of Krishna consciousness is given in one purport by Srila Prabhupada. So, yes, Brajeshwari Pran Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you so much for all the nice points. I was not so concentrated, but one thing, when Maharaj was speaking on about the body and bodily relationships. So, what held with me was most of the times we may not act on the body, but we act a lot on the bodily relationships. I feel as Harish Prabhu was mentioning, Mohan Prabhu was mentioning, litmus test to know how we are acting on our relationships. Is it it's properly on the bodily platform where we know what we are looking in that relationship, or it is on the soul platform or Krishna conscious platform, how we are acting on the relationship. That really gives the strength to move forward in the relationship. And the relationships becomes very happy if they act by keeping Krishna in the center. So Maharaj may not be spoken on this line, but he spoke on how are we acting on our bodily relationships. So I was just meditating on that part. That's it, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes, very profound thought. Yes, Maharaj has spoken on that very deeply, soul to soul connection. But yes, we are not able to, we are so attached. At least I am so attached when it comes to relationship rather than other sense enjoyment. So definitely, Mataji, a very food for thought you have given us. Vinodini Mataji or Shyamkund Prabhu, whosoever is in the call, will you give some?
Hare Krishna. Nothing from our side, Mataji. Thank you.
Any concluding remarks, Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Nothing from our side, Mataji.
Okay. Are there anybody would like to offer their thoughts, or shall we end the call here? It's 7:10. Okay. Thank you very much for joining. let's continue tomorrow with this wonderful lecture. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.